welcome to my channel. You probably already have an idea of what we're going to talk about just by looking at the title. One of the main topics I wanted to cover on today's show is Nicki Minaj's 5th studio album, NM5. My anticipation for this album is on an all-time high, so I'm going to be going down the list of things that I want to hear on this upcoming album. There's a lot of things that we need to discuss, so let's get into it. When we look back on Nicki Minaj's album evolution, we see how much she has grown as an artist. Every album of hers featured a unique style of music. Nicki Minaj's most recent studio album was released in August 2018, and we've been hearing features here and there since then. We were able to hear some new music this year, and I'm just really excited for what this album has in store because I know she has a lot to unfold. When we think of Pink Friday, I believe it was the album that really introduced us to who Nicki Minaj is. We had songs like I'm the Best, which was pretty much a staple of everything she wanted and already accomplished so far in the game. She is, as we all know, the reigning queen. What I liked about Pink Friday was that it was a real introduction to not only who she was, but also to her versatility. Pink Friday was certainly a staple when it came to her simply opening the doors. When we get to Nicki's second album, we see that this is her most playful album, where she was able to experiment with more of her pop sounds. Although her second album received a lot of criticism due to the pop sounds that came with it, I would say that if you honestly fully listen to the album, you'll see that she played with both hip-hop and pop sounds, with the first half of the album primarily being hip-hop and rap, and the second half primarily being pop sounds. Let's get to her third studio album, The Pink Print, which is her most vulnerable album. Personally, my favorite album. She was able to talk about her toxic relationship with Safari, her new relationship with Meek at the time, her family values, and all around it showed us a different side to her. Finally, her fourth studio album, Queen, it is also her most lyrical album and her best album in terms of sound production. I felt like Nicki had a lot to prove in terms of her talent and writing ability, and I believe she delivered with the quality of that album. I don't want to spend too much time reminiscing about her previous album, child. What I'm really interested in is discussing her upcoming album, NM5. First thing we're going to discuss is the album name, of course. The title of the album is something I'm really looking forward to with this one. Many barbs have speculated on the title of the album. We've heard names like Think Pink, Onika, and we've also heard names like Pink Dynasty or Pink Empire, along with several other guesses that fans are hoping will be the album's title. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really hoping the album's title will be Think Pink. If we look back at Nicki Minaj's song Freedom, we can see that many of her album names are listed or phrased specifically in that song, which is why many barbs speculate the album name may be Think Pink.
Pink Friday is the imprint. My career's been the pink print. Bible, Queen is the title. When I retire, tell them think pink.
As much as I would be extremely sad if Nicki retired from music for a while, I wouldn't be completely against it because I would also like to see her branch out and do other things like films, maybe stepping into more of her business bag where she could probably do makeup, clothes, or expand her perfume collection even more. When I think about the color pink, I can't help but think of Nicki Minaj. So why not have a Think Pink album? It just seems to fit perfectly to me. The second thing I want to discuss is the direction of topics she'll cover on this album. I'd like to hear her discuss her new role as a mother. I'd like to learn about her experiences as a wife, as well as how she feels about running this game for over 15 years, child. I even want to feel like a Betty beat in her music. I want to hear all of that in her songs. And most importantly, I also want her to really showcase her versatility. I know she received a lot of negative feedback for her use of pop tunes, but I don't want her to be discouraged from using them. One of the most important facets of Nicki Minaj is her ability to bridge the gap between pop and rap music. Don't get me wrong, I don't want an album full of pop songs, but I do want her to show off her skills, creativity, and versatility in making other sorts of music. So absolutely, I'm looking for hardcore rap. Yes, I desire a hip hop sound. Yes, she can even do a little trap and drill here and there. That's fine with me. But I also want to hear her do some pop and R&B track, because I believe Nicki Minaj cannot be constrained. Because low key, y'all scared my girl into going back into pop music, child. I don't want her vulnerability to be confined. I want her to be free as possible, because I believe that when an artist is most free in their music, their artistry expands to a whole other level. And there have been so many things that have happened in the last few years that I believe Nicki could address with this album. I want Nicki to rap her ass off like she's hungry and needs to feed Papa Bear. Rent is due. Like, I need her to rap. I want her to rap like she barely has $1 in her motherfucking bank, child. Yes, I'm going to keep saying that. She needs to rap and not be scared to address any past drama in her music. NM5 needs to be her being vulnerable, talking about her difficulties, and even doing, some fun beats here and there. I want to hear her talk quirky to make a statement about how she is the queen, y'all. And I am prepared for this. I'm so excited. I'm repeating my words, girlies. Okay, let's move on. The next thing I want to touch on are the features. Yeah, I'll be fully honest with you. I don't want many features on this album. I know Nicki albums normally include a fair number of features, but with this album, I kind of want it to be mostly her. We can obviously expect superstars like Drake and Lil Wayne to appear on the album, but I don't care about the features. I just want her, and if she does have a feature on it, I want it to be legendary. Queen, in my opinion, had some unnecessary features, but we won't get into that. I'm not trying to get attacked by the barbs. But I'm very confident with her ability to complete a project on her own. Not only that, but I don't want a 24-track album. I'd be content with 12 tracks on the album and perhaps 15 songs on the deluxe. I also felt like her last album, Queen, had too many filler songs. Again, we will not get into that. Maybe that's a conversation for another day. But I want it to be mainly her on this album with probably 4 features max. I'm curious to hear what she has to say. I'm excited to hear the innovative flows she'll bring. I'm excited to see how she takes this new album to new heights. I know a lot of her fans want her to work with Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people want her to work with Jay-Z. And those are some big names. And I believe those names, or even names like J. Cole, would be wonderful on the album. But if I had to pick someone I'd like to hear on the album, the first person who comes to mind is Lauryn Hill. I believe she and Lauryn would record an incredible song together. Lauryn Hill is talented, and I know she is one of Nicki's main influences. Toby Nightway is another feature that comes to mind. He's not a big artist, but he's incredibly skilled. And honestly, truthfully, I had a dream about him and Nicki doing a fire-ass song together, but you're not ready to hear about my deluded dreams, so we about to move on. And you know what? And just for fun, how about we throw in Bad Bunny or Giveon? I don't know. When it comes to Nicki Minaj's 5th studio album, there's a lot of things I'd like to hear from it, but unfortunately, this video will probably be even longer if I do. I'd also like to know what you desire from this next future album, so please leave a comment below, and thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to also like and subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful people on the next video.